Who's the most polarizing figure in MMA? The one that gives you mixed feelings as soon as you see him. Who could it be? Okay, for that, let's set the stage in October 2018 UFC 229. Finally, Conor McGregor was back in the game to take on his arch nemesis, Khabib Nurmagomedov. We'd seen an insane build-up, the trash talk, the drama, the pre-fight shenanigans, and the absolute chaos. Conor was all pumped up and trashing Khabib, but during the intense face-off with the Dagestani, Conor saw someone and couldn't resist himself. He shouted,
"Shut your mouth, Ali Abdelaziz, mad terrorist, terrorist snitch.
Ali.
I know a lot about you as well, you mad rat. I know a lot about you as well. You keep your mouth shut, kid. Let me take my picture. How's Noah? How's Noah, huh? Yeah, shut your mouth."
That was an epic rant, but who is this guy having alleged terrorist links? The guy in the line of Conor's rage was referring to Ali Abdelaziz, manager to Khabib, and plenty of high-level fighters in MMA. Now, why did Conor lash out at a manager? Well, the reason, he ain't just your regular manager. He's a master manipulator, a man running the show behind the scenes for Khabib and his clients. On top of that, he has a shady past before he entered the game. Let's not go into Ali and his alleged past, more on that later. This guy truly is one of the most polarizing figures in the world of MMA. His past has raised plenty of eyebrows and questions on his integrity. So how does someone with this kind of history end up running the game in MMA? Join us today as we dive straight into Mr. Ali Abdelaziz, from his shady past to Twitter beefs, and all the way to why some people think he is the most polarizing figure in MMA. MMA fans, if you've been in the MMA world for a while, you might have seen him or heard his name, and it won't be long before you probably have some strong feelings about him. Ali isn't just another manager in the game, he's a mega power player. Probably one of the most influential managers in the MMA world today. Ali represents some of the biggest names we have today, like Khabib, Kamaru Usman, and Henry Cejudo in his management group called Dominance MMA Management. Look at this star-studded lineup that he has. It's crazy to even think that one of his first clients was Renzo Gracie, who is a member of the MMA royalty Gracie family. Ali today has some serious connections and knows how to work the system. There's a running narrative in the MMA world that Ali gets what he wants, and to get that, he will do any trick possible. First off, Ali in his media calls keeps on saying nobody wants to fight his clients. Everyone in the UFC is afraid of them, and honestly, no one believes him unless he gives proof of it. He talks a lot and consistently gets hate for it, especially when this is coming from a guy who has been labeled as a habitual liar by the FBI. Many observers call him bad for business. Why? Because he's known for playing both sides of the fence. He seems to be looking out for the best interests of his fighters, but then he's also known for making deals behind closed doors with promoters that are a bit, let's say, questionable. Despite all this, he's loved by his clients. His clients keep getting top-tier fights, and they're given the best possible chance to succeed in the game. Have you noticed why some of his clients get to the title picture fairly quickly? We've seen the same with Cody Garbrandt, Justin Gaethje, Islam, and now the latest of them all, Umar Nurmagomedov. But here's the thing, outside of his inner circle, Ali is mostly hated. Fans, other managers, and even some fighters can't stand him. Many in the MMA business see him as a toxic presence that's only in it for fame and drama. And it's not just in the cage where Ali tries to manipulate things to his benefit. He's always on Twitter, throwing shade and getting into beefs with fighters. It's like a full-time job for him. We've seen prominent fighters getting into online beefs with Ali. Recently, Dominic Cruz urged the UFC to give him Triple C for his final fight on his UFC contract. Unnecessarily, Ali jumped in, saying he's an easy opponent for Cejudo. This started a Twitter battle between both. I mean, what was the point of it? I get it when you're flexing about your clients or patronizing opponents, But why trash someone if they respectfully want to do their business? And I don't need to tell you how many times he's been caught posting something from his client's account. Picture this, the majority of the Dagestani contingent is under him, and the majority of them don't even speak English, let alone read and write it. So how are they sending numerous tweets with the most cliched English language trashing their opponents? It has long been established that Ali is the instigator behind this, and it's in a way that's not a good look for their client. Take a look at this tweet. I bet no fan would agree with this tweet. Tony uncharacteristically let it slide on this occasion. We may love his clients or not, but rarely does someone disrespect them. But their manager, to put it mildly, likes to stir the pot. A lot. And that's not all. Ali isn't just talking trash, he's been involved in some public physical confrontations with fighters. Let me give you a wild example. Back in 2019, Kamaru Usman and Ali were chilling in Las Vegas at a casino until they ran into Colby Covington. Of course, things had to get tense. Now, instead of restraining his client, we saw Abdelaziz in action. From the looks of it, Ali actually was the aggressor and had thrown a punch at Colby. Poor Kamaru, his manager, outshined him in a beef between the fighters. Colby was trying so hard to be the heel, but instead this backfired on Kamaru and his camp. I honestly can't wrap my head around why a manager would act like this. It was an embarrassing episode for him and his fighters. If there's one manager who really doesn't know how to keep his cool in public, it's Ali Abdelaziz. And just when you hear all this, let me tell you about his beef with other managers. He keeps throwing shade at other managers too. In 2019, Ali Abdelaziz was banned from attending PFL events pending resolution of a battery case. This came after his involvement in a physical altercation with Abraham Kawa, a fellow MMA manager. In 2022, Fernand Lopez claimed Abdelaziz allegedly threatened him and told him he was going to get hurt if he didn't release one of his fighters from the contract. The fighter in question was Slim Trabelsi. It's safe to say many don't exactly have a cordial relationship with Ali. Maybe that's just Ali's way of asserting dominance in the MMA world, but who cares about all these rivals when you have Dana White and Ray Sefo on speed dial? Now, for his narratives to be successful, what is the easiest trick to achieve that? Spread your propaganda with as much intensity as you can. But if somebody tries to question or ask for any transparency, he immediately shuts them down. Ali has been accused of trying to silence the media when they ask tough questions or criticize him. He's allegedly blacklisted prominent journalists who speak out against him or his clients. Have you ever wondered why Ariel Helwani never seems to interview any fighters from Dominance MMA? I bet you know the reason for that. Surprisingly for the whole MMA world, he once mended fences with him and went on the show for a debate on the MMA Hour, but couldn't put up a coherent response to his actions. Honestly, Ariel verbally brutalized him for that with facts. Helwani put up a 10-7 on him, and that was the last day he ever saw Ali on his show.
You're acting like a bully. You are. And you're getting too emotional, and you're trying to intimidate people, and you're trying to intimidate the media. You are, and you can't do that. That's not your job.
That's who I am.
That's not your job.
This is the same case with Luke Thomas, James Lynch, and others.
I was told not to do interviews with you anymore.
Whoever doesn't toe the line set by Ali and co. will not get any coverage from them. It's like he can't handle any kind of criticism, and if you're not on his good side, you're out. Earlier this year, he told ESPN MMA that he doesn't want to have beef with anybody in this game except for Conor McGregor. So I'm hoping the actions will speak more from now on. Wrestling fans might remember WWE legend Booker T's iconic catchphrase, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." This quote might be Ali's biggest face saver if he ever needed one. Folks, despite all the drama today, his clients are some of the biggest names in the sport, and he's been a major factor in their success. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Ali has found a way to make things happen in the MMA world. So with all this crazy history, all these beefs, and all this controversy, how will he be remembered? As one of the best managers in the game, or will his legacy be defined by his shady past and all the enemies he's made along the way? Only time will tell. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content like this. Catch you on the next one, and before you go, on your left, you'll find a video in which we explore why Bilal Muhammad is the most hated champion in the UFC.